Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Washil Tabroni. My ID number is T 2019-6190, and here I'd like to give the explanation about the steps in the process of research. Actually, there are 6 steps in the process of research. First is identifying a research problem. The second is reviewing the literature. The third is specifying a proposed in research question or hypothesis. The fourth is collecting data. The fifth is analyzing and interpreting data. And the last is reporting and evaluating the research. So now I will give the explanation one by one of the steps. The first is identifying the research problem. Researchers begin a study by identifying a research problem that they need to address. They write about this problem in the opening passage of their study, and in effect give you as a reader the rational reason for why the study is important and why you need to read their study. One of the most challenging aspects of conducting research is to clearly identify the problem that leads to a need for for your study. Research problems are the educational issues, controversies, or concerns that guide the need for conducting a study. You can research a problem if you have access to participant and research site as well as time, research, and skill needed to the study issue. Yeah, you should research a problem if the study of it potentially contribute to educational knowledge or add to the effectiveness of practice. And the second is reviewing the literature. A literature review is a written summary of journal articles, books, and other documents that describe the past and current state of information on the topic of your research study. It also organizes the literature into subtopics and documents the need for a proposed study. In the most rigorous form of research, educators base this review mainly on research report in journal article. A good review, however, might also contain other information drawn from conference papers, books, and government documents. In composing a literature review, you may cite articles that are both quantitative and qualitative studies. Regardless of the source of information, all researchers conduct a literature review as a step in the research process. There are 5 steps in conducting a literature review. First is identify key terms to use in your search for literature. The second is locate literature about a topic by consulting several types of material and databases, including those available at an academic library and on the internet. And the fourth is organize the literature you have selected by abstracting or taking notes on the literature and developing a visual diagram of it. And the fifth is write a literature review that reports summaries of the literature for inclusion in your research report. Okay, the next is specifying a purpose and research question or hypothesis. Purpose statement, research question, and hypothesis provide critical information to readers about the direction of a research study. They also raise questions that the research will answer through the data collection process. And the fourth is collecting data. Collecting data means identifying and selecting individuals for a study, obtaining their permission to study them, and gathering information by asking people questions or observing their behaviors. The gathering of data may range from simple observation to a large-scale survey and in any defined population. There are many ways to collect data. The approach selected depends on the objective of the study. the research design, and the availability of time, money, and personnel. With the variation in the type of data, qualitative or quantitative, to be collected, the method of data collection also varies. The most common means for collecting qualitative data is the structure interview. And the field is analyzing and interpreting data. Data analysis usually involves reducing accumulated data to a manageable size, developing summaries, searching for patterns, and applying statistical techniques for understanding and interpreting the finding in the light of the research question. Further, uh, the researcher, based on his analysis, determines if his findings are consistent with the formulated hypotheses and theories. The techniques to be used in analyzing data may range from simple graphical technique to very complex multivariate analysis depending on the objectives of the study, research design employed, and the nature of data collected. As in the case of methods of data collection, an analytical technique appropriate in one situation may not be appropriate for another. And the last step is reporting and evaluating research. The steps in the process of research end with the development of a written report of our research. A research report is a complete study that reports an investigation or exploration of a problem, identifies questions to be addressed, and includes data collected, analyzed, and interpreted by the researcher. It is composed for audiences, varies in length and format, and differs for quantitative and qualitative research. Probably just it what I can deliver to you. Thank you for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.